Hey girl, sister, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, alhamdulillah. Alright, so basically when I started with an Obama phone. It's so funny, I recorded and everything. I recorded everything, all, and I took a picture, screenshotted everything. Oh man, this is a whole big mess, you know what I mean? Um, I started on the same road about against racism. I was really considered as a Christian, and I wanted to study, but I was Muslim. I thought I was Muslim. I mean, I wasn't really Muslim because in '99 when I took my Shahada, it wasn't, really meaningful. You know what I mean? So I was studying the Quran, and I had a Quran at the time, but I had a situation where I ended up leaving my Quran at a certain place in Philly, and so I got on social media and I seen all this fighting and fuss, and I wanted somebody to teach me the Quran, or what I need to know. Nobody wanted to help. I was getting ignored. My post was getting ignored. I wasn't. I was trying to learn off of people. But then when I was learning off people, I was learning off scholars on YouTube. Really good scholars. You know what I mean? And then they were saying music is completely haram. You know what I mean? And I was like, no, music is not completely haram. It's based on what you're playing in the background. Don't play with the like now at the time I didn't know that you couldn't do it with the Quran. I was not what I mean. I don't know. There was a lot of false things even going, and I had to correct some people. You know what I mean? But I still wasn't that very knowledgeable. You know what I mean? I got this guy named Ariane. He put me in his group, and he was, um, in his group. He's got a picture of him, and his group is named Ariane. His name, So this guy is. You could see he's very into himself. You know what I mean? His group is named his name, and then he got a picture of himself, and then his group, that's his messenger, and that's his group too, the same way. And I was like, dude, oh man. So I asked for his help. I was a YouTuber. I told him I was like to help me. I'm a social media junkie. You know what I mean? If you help me, um, I'm gonna have to probably tag you onto this video on post because this won't probably upload into Messenger because the megabytes. But anyway, I told him I'm very good on the computer and social media and stuff like that. I was like, try to help me, and he didn't help me, and I was like, okay, all right, so he put me in this group, in charge of his group, and he liked the way I was in charge of the group because I was uploading videos, welcoming people. I even got videos on my YouTube. I think it was more towards the other, but and then um, I just seen him not helping me, and I didn't see nobody helping me. So I just left everyone. I was like, that wasn't my mission to sit there and control his group with nobody trying to help me. You know what I mean? So and then I looked at my videos that I try to post from YouTube. I post it and sit there and watch the views like for hours. You know what I mean? To see if anybody's watching them. You know what I mean? And nobody would watch them. You know what I mean? So I continued and continued, and I bumped into Jacqueline Christian, and she helped me become to who I am right now. It's a shame that a Christian you know helped me, and here I am. You know what I mean? Very knowledgeable now. Configured everything about Christianity. Not everything. I mean, to the point where I can, I can't lose a debate. No way, because I have real proof. You know what I mean? Like real proof. You know what I mean? you know, so you know, this is why I'm one of the major debaters. I don't consider myself a major debater. A lot of people, support my debates. I just won my first professional debate, and he lost terribly, and I'm not even hitting him hard. I'm hitting him soft. You know what I mean? So I haven't got to like really hard stuff. You know what I mean? You know, I just hit him with if Jesus was God. You know what I mean? Such and such. You know what I mean? I haven't hit to the hardcore proof yet. Like Torah and stuff like that. I mean, I kept on finding things like a guide guided me through the internet and finding all these crazy things that nobody, not even the scholars, are mentioning, like about Jesus's bones and stuff. And it's not really Jesus. We know, who went to the cross in the Quran. He is labeled as Jesus in the museum. People call the museum and everything and call, and they will confirm Jesus is inside the museum, his ossuaries, his bones and stuff like that. It was all over the news and everything. That just kills Christianity right there. You know what I mean? Then the finding of a pagan idol. You know what I mean? I shared that with you. You know what I mean? There are billions of things that I've found. You know what I mean? That hits them really hard that they can't argue. They get really stupid and retarded when they debating. I don't even like to debate these little small debaters from Christian Prince anymore. You know what I mean? I want to go into real debates. Preventing me to debate with Christian Prince is because my computer is very old, and it doesn't support the thing he used of to call in, and so I can't call in. I will fuck. Oh, sorry, Spinola, but I will screw. Well, Spinola, but I will hurt him. You know what I mean? I will hurt him more than anybody would have ever called Christian Prince. You know what I mean? I guess the law wants me to wait. So, you know what I mean? For some odd reason. You know what I mean? But I would destroy his channel. There's no way he can debate me with real proof. You know what I mean? People could debate back and forth, but I don't. I keep it simple. KISS. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. You know what I mean? So you know, like like I haven't lost the debate. I'm not trying to be, a person all into himself and he's special. I could learn just from everybody else. I mean, the only way I got to learn is from other people. I mean, it's pretty bad that I learned from YouTubers, but no, I've went into the debates and I copied and pasted and put in Google Documents. Since I'm a professional, I know that I'm not going to sit there and read stuff and remember everything. I took everything in my Google Documents because I was a professional. I was a marketer, and I know when I want information to study, I take it to Google Documents because it saves every 3 seconds. You could style it, you can make it look nice, make PDFs, stuff like that. And things start just to make sense to me. You know what I mean? And now here is Adian, the guy that ignored me, and all these people ignored me. Are now followers of me. You know what I mean? In less than a year. You know what I mean? Less than a year. After my accident, this whole right side right here is plastic surgery. You know what I mean? It was not even really an accident. It was a fight. I got into a fist fight. But assalamu alaikum rahmatullah barakatuh. Hopefully, I'll be able to, start doing my story and stuff like that on YouTube and stuff like that. I'll probably do it in like little parts and stuff like that. And I'm also writing that book, between. I just don't know how to, because I want to make it, two separate lives since she was born and I was born, and how we met and stuff like that. I just don't know how I'm gonna mix it. Like if I'm gonna say meanwhile, or so I gotta figure that out and stuff like that. You know. So, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah.